Hey there, and welcome to Inside the Hack, the podcast where we explore the world of digital security and help you to stay one step ahead of cyber criminals. We're your hosts, Dani and Rebe, and today's episode we're going to talk mainly about two topics, that is phishing and password security, two threats that are more common than you think and can lead to major security breaches. Let's start with our topic, that is phishing. We have talked about phishing via email and smishing via text messages, but right now we're talking about phishing, that is more like phishing attacks, but it's happened through voice calls. In other words, cyber criminals call you pretending to be a trusted organization like banks, tech support, or even government agencies. Their goal to trick you to revealing sensitive data like passwords, credit card numbers, or security codes.
Exactly. And what makes phishing so dangerous in the human factor is when someone on the phone is using a convincing tone, authority, or urgency. We're more likely to comply. Scammers often claim there's an emergency, like suspicious activity on your bank account or your computer has been hacked, to get you to act quickly.
Now let's talk about some common phishing scenarios. First of all, fake bank calls asking you to verify your information. Second of all, tech support scams claiming your computer has viruses, and government imitators threatening you to arrest you if you don't pay immediately.
Bottom line, if someone calls asking for password, pins, or personal info, hang up. Well, here's how phishing usually unfolds. First, scammers use phone number spoofing to make their call appear legitimate, sometimes even displaying the name of your bank or government agency. They create a sense of urgency, your account has been compromised, or there is a fraudulent activity we need to stop. Then they'll ask you to confirm sensitive information, password, one-time passcodes, or credit card details.
And once they have that information, they can drain your accounts, make purchases, or gain access to other websites where you have reused your passwords from the past.
Well, some advanced phishing scams even use pre-recorded messages or AI-generated voices to sound more convincing. It's becoming increasingly hard to tell the difference.
So if you ever get a call from someone asking for sensitive data, don't be shy and verify if it is official. You can always hang up and call back with a verifying phone number. Have you ever had like a cybersecurity threat or something experience?
You know what? I have received a lot of emails that someone is trying to get into my accounts, or I have received emails that I have to change my location for my deliveries with a link, but I think it's a scam.
Yeah, that happens a lot, right? Also with phone calls. When I was a kid, I got threat once. It was my first time having a phone line. I was 12 years old, and I decided to give the information to someone from this trust organization, and then at the next day I woke up with no phone line. So I guess we have to keep it up and be careful with that, mostly with the child, because they don't normally know, or with old people.
Yeah, well, as you said, I think it's very common to people that don't have the enough knowledge to keep their things safe. I think we should take care of them.
Yeah, so now let's talk about passwords, because phishing attacks often succeed due to weak passwords or reused passwords. Did you know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is still one of the most common passwords in the world?
I also know that the world password is
Either one of the most common password, but I think it's
when people get lazy to think about a strong password.
Here are some common mistakes that people make with their passwords. For example, using simple or common passwords. Number 2, reusing the same password across multiple accounts. Writing password down and storing them in insecure notes. So if you have your password in your phone notes, that's totally wrong. And not updating password regularly. I have my password since the last 10 years, like the same one. What about you? Like, have you changed it from one year to another?
No, actually, you know what? I have all my passwords on the app from my
iCloud.
iPhone.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a bad idea, but
I don't think that's safe enough to keep it like there. You have your password in your notes?
No, I don't, because I think I could lose
do.
it like very quickly.
Get scammed, yeah, it's not the best option.
Now let's talk about how to protect your personal info. If you have received a phone call that you think that it could be your bank or your personal agencies, you should hang out. Hang out if they ask you personal information, code from your card. Take it easy and think if they are like a legit call or it is a scam.
Yeah, and for your password security, we give you the advice to use long and complex passwords. Even if you can use AI to create a unique password, or even the recommendation that Google gives you, like you can use them. Never reuse a password. Don't use them all the time in the same websites. And enable two-factor authentication, because that also helps, and you can always have another layer of security.
Well, as we said, if you have received these calls or this email, you should report these numbers or these links, these emails to the authorities, so you could help people from avoiding get scammed.
Let's take a look at some real-life phishing attacks. In 2023, there was a phishing attack on the US where someone was pretending to be an Amazon supporter, tricking users into giving them remote access to their computers and then stealing them thousands of dollars. Another case involved attackers pretending to be a bank representative, telling the victims that their accounts were compromised and needed to move their money to a safe account that was practically controlled by all the scammers.
Another case is, according to the FBI's Internet Crime Report, phishing scams accounted to over $68 million in reported losses in 2023 alone. And password reuse, around 80% of hacking-related breaches are linked to weak or stolen passwords.
These two numbers show why both phishing awareness and password hygiene are critical.
So here's the takeaway. You have to be careful with the phone calls that you receive. Could seem like they are legit, but sometimes they are not. You should never share your personal info. You should make your password strong, and you could make a two-factor authentication on your passwords.
Thanks for tuning in to Inside the Hack. And if you found this helpful, subscribe, leave a comment, share it with your friends, with your family, so we can all be safe too.
Stay cautious, stay secure, and until next time, see you.
Bye.
Pink
Pon.
con
Teacher Fernando.
Have you ever been threatened before?
Yes, like twice.
Twice. Why? He's old. Weren't you informed about the phishing and smishing and phishing?
Yes, I was informed, but it happened before I was informed.
Tell us your experience, please.
I was threatened by a bank with my bank account, and they stole me some money.
Poor him.
Favorita?
No,
No, but in English. Favorite food. Sí, sí.
Favorite food? Favorite food?
Enchiladas.
Hot or cold?
What do you mean cold? Cold? Are there cold enchiladas? No.
No.
The weather.
Hot.
Beach or mountain?
Woods.
Beach.
That's it. Thanks for watching us.
And now let's make some ASMR.
See.
Yeah.